Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into a rivalry that shaped the ancient world like no other. Imagine two colossal superpowers, each at the peak of their might, constantly pushing against each other for over 700 years. We're talking about the epic, centuries-long clash between Rome and Persia. This isn't just about battles, it's about a fascinating dance of ideas, cultures, and destinies. Our story kicks off in the 1st century BCE. The Roman Republic, fresh off conquering the Mediterranean, turned its gaze east, eyeing new riches. But in the mountains of Iran, a new force had risen, the Parthian Empire. These weren't your typical kings. They were nomadic horsemen who ruled from the magnificent city of Ctesiphon, strategically positioned at the crossroads of east and west. Now, Roman general Crassus, one of Rome's wealthiest men, thought conquering them would be a breeze. He marched his legions into Mesopotamia in 53 BCE, expecting an easy victory. What he found instead was the terrifying efficiency of Parthian cavalry. On the plains of Carrhae, waves of mounted archers encircled his army, raining down arrows relentlessly. Crassus's legions were annihilated, and legend says his head became a prop in a Parthian royal play. Rome had just met an enemy they couldn't simply crush. For centuries, these two giants fought over the same vital lands: Armenia, Syria, and Mesopotamia, the very borderlands between east and west. When one empire wavered, the other advanced. They traded ambassadors and gifts, but more often, they traded arrows and fire. Yet, neither could truly destroy the other. The Euphrates River became less a boundary of conquest and more a permanent scar, dividing two distinct worlds. By the 3rd century CE, the Parthians were replaced by a new, formidable Persian dynasty. These new kings, crowned King of Kings, saw themselves as direct heirs to ancient Persian glory, destined to reclaim their empire's former might. Across the frontier, Rome had also transformed. It was no longer a republic, but a vast empire led by emperors who ruled by divine right. It was like two mirrors facing each other, both imperial, absolute, and utterly convinced of their own destiny. The wars of this era were incredibly brutal. Picture this. Roman Emperor Valerian leads an invasion deep into Persian territory, only to be captured alive by King Shapur. The image of a kneeling Roman emperor before Shapur was carved into rock, a permanent symbol of humiliation that resonates even today. But here's the thing about Rome. It always bounced back. Generals like Galerius later invaded Persia, seized Ctesiphon, and paraded their victory through the streets of Antioch, returning the favor. Yet despite these dramatic victories, neither empire could hold on to what they conquered for long. The pattern repeated every generation: invasion, retaliation, negotiation, and an uneasy peace. But it wasn't all conflict. Behind the front lines, trade and culture flourished in both directions. Roman glass and silverware adorned Persian palaces, while Persian textiles, perfumes, and spices enriched Roman markets. Even in times of war, these two worlds remained connected, sharing knowledge and beauty. Then, in the 6th century, the rivalry exploded with unprecedented fury. Emperor Justinian, in Constantinople, dreamt of restoring Roman greatness, while King Khosrow of Persia envisioned a world guided by his enlightened rule. The wars that followed were devastating, draining both empires to their core. Cities were razed, fortresses fell, and countless thousands were taken captive. Yet, incredibly, even amid this devastation, scholars and diplomats continued to exchange philosophy, medicine, and science. Under Khosrow II, Persia pushed deep into Byzantine territory, capturing Jerusalem and even reaching the very gates of Constantinople. For a fleeting moment, it seemed the ancient dream of a Persian empire uniting east and west might actually come true. But fate, as it often does, had other plans. The Byzantine Emperor Heraclius launched a daring counterattack, marching across the mountains of Armenia, shattering Persian power. Both empires emerged, utterly exhausted, ruined by decades of relentless warfare. And then, from the deserts to the south, a new force emerged: the armies of Islam. United by a new faith, the Arab Caliphate swept across the Near East. The Byzantines lost Syria and Egypt. The Persians, already broken and divided, fell entirely. In just a few short years, both the heirs of Rome and Persia were fundamentally and forever changed. But their centuries-long rivalry left an indelible mark. The borders they fought over became the cultural frontier between the West and the East, a line that shaped languages, religions, and empires for millennia to come. From the Crusades to the Cold War, echoes of Rome and Persia still resonate today. This isn't just a story of victory or defeat, it's a testament to endurance. When Rome and Persia met, they forged the very foundation of so much that came after. The enduring idea that the world itself could be divided between East and West, each forever watching the other across the shifting sands of history. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button, subscribe for more epic history content, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.